A bad book. At Heathrow Airport on Sunday morning, I sat in American Airlines lounge with a cup of coffee and a newspaper. A television was on in the corner, and I had heard the TV newsreader say the words Adam Lane. Suddenly interested, I listened. All four were moved out of the country to a secret place and turned. I called Ricky on my mobile phone. He was sitting in the British Airways lounge not far away, waiting for a flight to New York. Did you see the news? I asked him. The long story? Yes, he said. Do you think it's true? Who knows or cares, said Ricky. I don't. Why would he do that? Asked Ricky. Maybe Kroll thinks somebody is desperate to get it, I said. Maybe he was using me to see if it was true. You're crazy, he told me. I could hear him laughing. Okay, maybe I am crazy, I said. During the flight to Boston, I picked up every Sunday newspaper I could find in the seats near me and read all that had been writing about Adam Lang to those four suspected terrorists. I have been thinking, I began. When I was attacked on Friday, they left my money and only ran off with the manuscript. Perhaps they thought I was carrying Lang's memories. Maybe Kroll had me the manuscript to Lucas thought. I was leaving the building carrying Adam Lang's book. My taxi arrived after breakfast and drove me out of the Edgar town. After about 10 minutes, we went down a narrow forest road to the closed gate. A security man appeared and looked carefully at my passport. He said, "All right, he said, welcome to the crazy house." From somewhere inside the building, I heard a woman with a British accent shouting, "This is stupid." Then a door banged. An attractive blonde woman in the dark blue jacket and the skirt came creaking down to the corridor on high heels.
She told me. She looks very younger. Unfortunately, Adam is in New York and won't be back until later this afternoon, she said. She was still shouting. I'm sorry, she said. I'm afraid poor Ruth is not having a good day. Ruth, I had not expected Lang's wife to be here. Come and have a cup of coffee, said Amelia. All the bedrooms of the house were on the ground floor. I understood the reason. Our office isn't here, said Amelia. After they had left, I opened the file, pulled out the manuscript, and started to read. Adam Lang's memory was clearly a bad book. All 16 chapters of it filled fails. I quickly read the chapter called War on Terror, but found nothing. I had put my head in my hands, and when I finally looked up, I see Ruth Lang standing in the doorway. Is it as bad as that? She asked. I nodded. I'm afraid it is. Let's go for a walk, she said. An hour later, so how bad is it? She asked. You haven't read it, I said. Not all of it. Well, it needs some work, I said. But I have only got 4 weeks. 4 weeks? You will never get him to sit still for that long, she laughed. She said, we stayed at Christy Costello's house in Mystique last winter, and while we were there, I read his memories. You wrote the book, didn't you? Yes, I said. Christy Costello was a pop star who had taken drugs, drunk large amounts of alcohol, then married a woman who stopped him doing both and saved his life. It all made a good story, and the book was my first bestseller. It was very well written, she said. So I said to Adam, this is the man you need to write your book. I followed her into a big study. 3 of us work with Adam, said Amelia, myself, Lucy here, and Jeff, the driver who is in New York. There are also 6 security officers from the UK. How long have you worked with him? I asked. 8 years. I worked with him in Downing Street and I still work from the government. She looked a big feeling. You can take this out of this room, she said, putting it on the desk. Nor can you copy it, but you can make notes.
I miss home, she said sadly. Then why don't you go back to London? I said. She didn't speak for a while. Then she looked at me and answered, because there's something not quite right with Adam at the moment, and I am a bit afraid to leave him. After a time, we walked back to the house, and I saw two vehicles outside the front door. A dark green Jaguar and a black minivan with dark-necked windows. A gray-haired man in a cheap brown suit was standing by the Jaguar. "Hello, Jeff," said Ruth. "How was New York?" "Bossy," he said. "I was afraid that I wouldn't get back there in time to meet Mr. Lang at the airport." Ruth said suddenly, "Amelia, why don't you come?" she asked, turning to me. "I will travel in another car," Amelia said quickly, and she snapped her mobile phone shut. A Gulfstream private jet was dropping down out of the sky. The private jet had the word Hallington written in gold letters on the side. After a few minutes, Lang appeared. He looked around and saw us looking through the window of the terminal. He waved and grinned. He walked quickly toward us. We walked forward to meet him as he came in. "How was New York?" Ruth asked him. "Great," he said. "Hi, Amelia." Then he turned to me. "Hello," said Adam Lang. "Who are you?" "I'm your ghost," I replied. Within minutes, we were at the airport.